Hello and welcome. I put on earrings for this. Actually, I did put them on, but they were already sitting here on my desk from the last time I wore them because I never put them away. So I have on earrings for this. That's what I should say. I am introducing you to the Monstrosity, and we're going to go ahead and go over the rules. And here's the good news, because I don't like when I have to watch the rules for somebody's game and then I have to wait a while before they play it. So I'm going to give you the rules and you're going to see how to play it. And then the next video is going to be me playing it. And I don't mean like the next video in a few days. I mean, in 2 hours after this video comes out, me playing the game the first time will come out. So let's just jump right into the rules. This is a combination of so many people's games, but yes, the main basis for how I'm moving and what I'm rolling, and most of that came from Bailey's game, Jokes on Me, from Is Bailey Reading. So I am definitely going to link her stuff down below, and then you can go check out her game if you didn't see the 8 episodes of it that I played on this channel. I loved the idea of her drawing cards and that determining where she moves. And there are a lot of card games that involve movement and, a lot of TBR games that involve cards. So I have a deck of Phase 10 cards and a deck of 5 crowns, which is apparently too big for me to pick up. 5 crowns. So I wanted to incorporate this in some kind of way into this game. They're seriously very large decks. Anyway, I wanted to also have an actual game board that could be moved. I could do any kind of starting point because I like that. I want it to have me going forward and backwards. I wanted there to be plenty of times for me to add a 50 before 50 book. I just wanted it to be tailored to myself and the things that I know I want to read or have coming up that I need to read. And y'all know I love TBR games, so I incorporated a way to have to play a new TBR game every time I land on a certain space. So anyway, let me get out of the way and show you the final version of the Monstrosity. Okay, now I wanted to blow this up to full screen, and I think I will do that later when I'm showing you more about it. I am not going to go through every space on this board. There are quite a few spaces that are duplicates. The main thing that we need to know is that for all intents and purposes, I'm going to start up here. This is actually a picture of a person teleporting in from somewhere. And that's going to be the first in series. But the only reason that's there is because down here at the last in series, we have a person teleporting out. So when you get to this space, it will teleport you back up to this space. So the only other thing you need to know is that this goes in a this way motion. Why am I doing my finger? It goes right around the board. You can see the arrows that tell you when to turn. And you just keep making smaller and smaller circles until you are all the way inside to here, okay? And there are 67 little circles, prompts, whatever, 67 spaces to land on. And so I am going to have my phone randomly pick a number between 1 and 67, and that's where we're going to start the game. Now, why do I have 2 of these little sunshines? Number 1, it is spring where I am. It's still April, and the sun is starting to come out and warm things up, and I'm just hoping for more of that. So I'm using sunshines as an aspirational thing to make more sun come out at my house. And I have 2 of them because let's say I start right here. Well, I need one to tell me where I started. And the other one is going to be the one that we move along the board. So that's the reason why there's 2. And I have them in the middle right now just because I have them in the middle. Okay, now the other thing you're thinking is, wait, I haven't seen any TBR games other than Game of Life. And you're right. But I do already have books to choose from. I have all of these books. So let's talk about really quickly where they're from. I have now labeled them 1 through 6. So I already have 6 different TBRs to choose from when I'm picking my books. Number one is the NetGalley books. These are all the books that are still available on NetGalley that I want to get done so that I can add my review and up my average. Then we have Allison's Spinner Wheel. I didn't want to lose all of the books that Allison had played the game for me. So I've read 3 of them and I still have 3 of them left. So those 3 are over here on number 2. Then I have my storygraph TBR that I'm carrying over from January, February, and March. Some of them have been read, some of them haven't. This is what's left, these 6. Then I have my April storygraph, and those are the 4 books that I picked for that one. I have Amy's Game of Bookish Life that she played for me. These are the 6 books I got from there. And then the new storygraph for May, which I hope has already gone up. Yeah, that's already gone up. And that's it. So those are the 6 that I have right now. If you can see the bottom of the screen, I have Parcheesi, Roadrunner, Game of Goose, Sims TBR, After Hours, Snakes and Ladders, Jenga, Sorry or Trouble, Solitaire, and M&M TBR. I have 10 different TBR games down at the bottom that I have not played yet at all. So this is going to be a fluid game, and as I'm reading books from this list, I will be continually adding books from this list. And as you can tell from the Monstrosity, there are things that say new TBR, and that means I have to play one of those TBR games. I could also land, you can see this one easiest probably, it says Sorry TBR book. That means if I land on that and I don't have a Sorry TBR, I have to then go play the game to make the Sorry TBR. And then that video will go up before the full video of all the things. You'll see how it's going to work. Here are the rules. First step, randomize a starting point from 1 to 67. Flip a coin to begin either with phase 10 or 5 crown cards. Draw a card, do the prompt. When back to the starting point, get a prize. Those are the only 4 rules of the whole game. I mean, yeah, the cards have a lot of rules, but as far as the game goes, that's the 4 rules for the game. Okay, I just went back to double check before I did my number generator, and there are actually 87 spaces, not 67. So I'm hoping none of you paused your thing to count them and then was like, she's wrong, because I was. Anyway, 87. I have now changed it. Let's see where we're going to be starting. Number 50. Really? So we're going to go starting from up here and count around the board till I get to 50. 50 is right here at Shrink Your Shelf. So I'm going to move my little person there. Actually, I'm going to move both sunshines there. Okay. Now, the first prompt we land on, we don't have to do. We'll do that at the end. Shrink Your Shelf is a game that was created by, oh my gosh, why can't I think of her name? But I will make sure that I link her down below. It's an actual board game for picking your TBR, and it is in Kickstarter right now, and she's testing it out at her house. Her name is All Rad Reads is her channel name. Anyway, it'll probably come in my head later and I'll just shout it out for no reason. But anyway, she's created this game and it looks so cool. I've already signed up for the Kickstarter and I want my own physical copy of it. But until then, if I land on this one, it just means that I go watch her latest Shrink Your Shelf and I have to do one of the prompts from that. Okay. Step 2, flip a coin and see if we're going to do 5 crowns or phase 10. Phase 10 is heads, 5 crown is tails. I've already put that on here, so I didn't have to do that. Okay, so let me do coin flip. Here we go. Heads. Okay, so let me put away the 5 crown cards, and we are going to start with phase 10 cards. Okay, here they are. Now, you can see that there are 12 cards, 12 numbers on here, 1 through 12, and each one of them over here on the left has a something that I have to do, whatever it is. Most of these are a copy of, well, a lot of them are a copy of what Bailey's game is. So do the prompt twice is a 2, do all 3 prompts is a 3, go back 4 is a 4, do 3 and 3 is a 6, but with 10 and 12, I have done do 5 and 5 and do 6 and 6, and then 8 and 9, you'll see how those work. We move 8 spaces and then slide forward 2 more. And I get to choose if I want to do the number 8 prompt or the 2 forward prompt. With 9, I go forward 9 and then slide back 2. And between those 2 prompts, I have to randomize and see which one I'm going to do. So that is really it for how these work. There are bonuses. The wild card, I have to flip a coin to see if I'm going to go forward and backwards, and then I roll a d6 die to see how many numbers. And then for skip, I just get to move forward 4 spaces. So that kind of negates the 4 that's in here. So that is it. I win when I get all the way back around the board, and the books that I'm choosing from are right here. Now, I have done this game multiple times using both decks where I just pick a card, move my little person. I haven't actually read books, but I average about 20 to 25 books to get all the way around the board. And I think that's good because if I'm doing 5 books a game, that's 5 games it takes me to finish a round. So, however, there was one where I got a lot of bad cards and I had 38 books by the time I finished it. So we're just going to go until we finish, but I am going to shoot for about 5 books per thing. So that is the explanation. That is the beginning of this, and I'm actually going to go ahead and draw my first card so that you guys can see what I got and what it means for the next game. Okay, first card. It's a 4. Of course, it's a 4. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Let me know all your thoughts about the Monstrosity or anything you think I should add or change or do differently. I'm going to be playing this for a long time, I'm sure, for a lot of TBR games because it's going to be so random that it's going to feel new every time. I'll see you in my next video just a few hours later. Bye.